What's going on? Welcome back to Keo's MTB Adventures. Today I'm going to do a tool review slash how-to. This toolkit is a Yosho shock bushing removal and installation tool. This is on my Fox DPX2. I actually bought this for my RockShox Deluxe because I actually had these bushings, and the RockShox spacers was all out of stock, so I ran the Fox spacers on my RockShox for at least for my 5010 to the right size, because RockShox didn't have any in stock at all anywhere, no ETA. For demonstration, I want to install one of these off the RockShox onto this Fox shock, just to show you how to remove and install if needed. This kit is actually nice. It's a basic 5mm head Allen screw, come with spacers, washers, a nut where you turn with your hands, and 3 spacers to cover all the bushings and all the hardware that you need to remove off of any shock. This one is a bigger one, and I believe it's the red. I think it's snug. Yep, perfectly snug. So what you would do to install one of these, this is the cup where the bearings will slide into if you were to install or remove. Actually, if you were to install, technically speaking, well, I'm gonna do it that way anyway, so it doesn't make a difference to me. You should turn the other way around, but it works both ways. And there's a roller bearing on the outer washer, which is nice. It helps you turn easier. Wow. So once you get it close, you put the 5mm on the other end and tighten it down. Oops. You want this bushing to go all the way in so it's flush. I'm not really installing it all the way, but it's going to eventually come back the other way. So further in I go, and that's pretty much it. To remove it, it's the same concept, but taking it all off. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you a picture of it install or video. I'm gonna show you how it looks when it's done. Out, this slides out. It's perfectly flush, both sides. Alright, to remove it, it's the same concept. It'll slide into here once you press it in. I'll press it out. Same adapters. Actually, should slide in. There we go. You can actually hold this side and use Allen key also, but I don't have anything else holding the tool in place. If I had a vise or something to hold the actual shock, I would do it that way, but since I don't, there we go. Pushing it in, it's getting pressed out. You'll feel it loose, or you feel it starting to get loose. When it starts to get loose, that pretty much means it's already done, or the bushing is out. And wow, there you go. So that just proves that it works on both shocks and Fox shocks. And the bushing is right there. It's only should be, that's too loose. Yeah, the red one's the snugest one. I installed this side with a tool. I don't know why this side's giving me a hard time, but I have the tool. I'm going to use it. Make sure it's a little even. It's close enough. Let's get it to its flush. There we go. That comes right out. So on the Fox, there's a bushing that goes inside. Dang. All right, I just made it worse. Oh, I went too far. You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Push it back out. I'm gonna push it. There we go. Yeah. The grease might have tightened up the tolerance a little bit. I don't recall using grease before. I'm just doing this just because I think it should have made it easier, but then again, you know, tolerance on smaller items or smaller products or smaller stuff in general is tighter than certain things that you don't need grease on. Alright, so that's not working that good. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna push the bushing back in. The white one, I mean. So that means it'll push the black one all the way out. You know what? I'm gonna put glue on this too, just to be safe. Shouldn't need too much either. Oh yeah. Actually, so on one end, if you can see, if I could point at it, in between this bushing and the white bushing, there's a slot. It looks like this O-ring goes into. That's what this O-ring is. Then a space on the outside. I believe it's I have a, on this bike I need a 20 millimeters a front and a 30 in the back. But I could show you to push this flush to this bushing. If not, I'm just gonna use this again. Yeah. Have the tool, might as well use it. I used my hand before, or you could probably use a vice grip or channel locks. Oops. Gonna say, well, at least pressing this in, but pressing the outside part in, not the really bushing part, the inside part bushing. Those definitely some kind of tool to remove, because I tried a couple of different ones. I even tried using a hammer and a screwdriver. Didn't do too well either. So, all right, just I'm gonna get this flush to that, and it should be good to go. Oops. I'm gonna try to get this flush to that, and it should be good to go. A little bit more. Bam, that should be it. Yeah, I'm just dropping everything right now, whatever. I'm gonna have to build a workbench eventually, because doing all these stuff on the refrigerator top is not a good idea. So the other O-ring on the other side. Done. And bushing. I forgot the sleeves or spacers. There's actually two sides to it. You see that there's like 4 dots on this side. I believe that's the size you want on the inside towards the shock. Actually, I need to push it up just a little bit more. I'm gonna do 2 turns. That should be good enough. Oh yeah, for this side, see now that I didn't push it all the way in. It's not even flush. But I'm still gonna do about a half turn then. That's about a half. Definitely further in, just definitely further out. The reason why you want the dots on the inside, I believe. Oh, you know what? I have it backwards. Yeah, it is on the outside, because you want the top, you want the these sleeves to actually sit on the body to won't pop off. Huh, there you go. Had it backwards. Anyways, extra work for no reason. That's the front. That's done. That's just a regular bushing bearing, whatever you want to call it, the bushing type bearing. On the rear, I went with the fancy roller bearing. This one I never ran on a bike before, but it's supposed to give it a little more positive feel from the rear. I actually never installed one of these either. The 30mm part number, just in case anyone wants to install on their bike, is 812-06-096-kit. The front one is just generic bushing. There's no reason to really show that part of it. So if I remember correctly, from what I saw, these go in first, and that's where you need the tool. I'm gonna flip this around to where the solid piece actually slides into the bushing, so the force it in the full force instead of the halfway. Actually, all right. So same concept, but I'm gonna flip this because I need the bigger end pushing it down now. Instead of having this on this side, I'm gonna flip it this way so it gives a little more force while going in. Done. So I keep tapping my camera because the screen keeps going away, so I'm not too sure if it's still at the right angle. I was recording earlier and I was shooting. I actually had the stuff further up, so if you hear tapping noises from time to time, that's me trying to reactivate the screen on the back side. Actually, this fell off. This actually goes right here. Ice cream truck, man. And this shit just slides in the middle. Yep. The disc is pressed in also. For this side, I'm gonna flip this around. Also, so we all flat surfaces. Ooh. Maybe not. I have a thread, maybe two. Let's see if it catches. Oh, it catches. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I wasn't 100% sure if it will work. At least not with this tool. There we go. Okay. It's requiring a little more effort, but it's going. Oh, see. Done. The rear bearing, at least this Volo style bearing, did run a lot more. I believe it was like $20 more than a regular style bushing bearing, whatever you want to call it. But it's supposed to be smooth. I mean, just looking at it, just feeling that way, it's definitely a lot smoother. And it's just like spherical bearings for cars when you do suspensions and stuff. Same concept. Instead of having a rubber bushing going back and forth, you actually have a spherical bearing, which just cause a slower, more. Ooh, that feels good. Cause more positive, I guess, feedback. Sorry, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That kit is about $20. I'll try to provide a link. It's from Amazon. It didn't take no time at all to get. I mean, it does. I'm pretty sure I could probably use this on other bearings on suspensions on bikes too, because I'm pretty sure the bearings are pretty much the similar size. If so, definitely worth it even more now. Because I do have 2 full suspension bikes now, and I eventually will have to replace these bearings. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start doing some tools videos and minor descriptions, I guess, for maybe for the winter builds or winter time, because there's not much riding videos I'm gonna do. Or can do, really. And subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you liked it. Comment to see if you, or comment if you believe it's a useful or useless tools. I hear other people's opinion, or what else have you tried that works well and isn't too expensive. Till next time.